updates that came with Rhino8, and we are super happy for it, and we already used in a lot of projects. So yeah, that's what we also would like to share with you today.
Yeah, it's a day to enjoy it. A really tiny tapa before lunch, and yeah, let's get hungry and enjoy with the nice content.
And first, I think we can introduce ourselves. We are PAZ Academy. My name is Nora.
My name is Andres.
And we are the founders of PAZ Academy. PAZ Academy means Parametric Academy Zurich. As the name says, we are based in Zurich. And what we are doing is always a bit, for some people, a question. And we try to put in some pictures what is about what we are doing. So mainly we are focused on optimization and automation in the architecture and engineering industry. And we are doing a lot of times implementations, mockups, some scripts for the offices that they can work and instantly use it in their everyday life. And after these scripts, then we do also development in a lot of different languages.
So what we like is to arrive to your offices, ask for the biggest problem you are suffering each day, wasting more time, and then we start to work on it. And for us, it's a pleasure to make these complex problems much faster,
and
much
see the
slower.
smiles on the faces, and it's working, and it's supporting you in your daily life. And I think for all of you is familiar, we don't have time. We always try to learn new things, but there is no time, or I'm checking the YouTube videos. I do it. I made it, I'm happy, but I don't really understand how it's working, what is the logic behind. And somehow you need the structure to follow because you don't have so much time. So I think that's the main three important reasons also why we created the BSS and why is it working and why it has this potential. So no time, I think everyone knows it, that we have really limited time. Also, we are trying to learn new stuff in the office time, but of course with the deadlines and so on is always really hard. And for this reason, we were focused on creating a really good structure that you can put yourself on it every day, half an hour, and learn and develop your own logic.
I want to say, because you don't have time, we put a lot of time to create this BSS title, which is a really special moment during COVID. So we were half year working really hard to create this training, and this is what we are now enjoying.
And it's developing with the time, with the year, with each professional. And this is what we always listen when people are coming to us. Look, guys, I watched a lot of videos. I tried, I really put time on it, but somehow I don't get this level that I can really use it in the office. And this is what we want, that with this structure, what we created, you can develop your logic and you can use it in your daily life. So it's not just following and copy pasting one script or one video. It's really like understanding. So that's why we build up a system, a structure that you have to face with challenges all the time. So this is the building system specialist title, what we are talking about. And what is really important is about you. As I always mention, is about you, your logic and your results. And we saw your results because we created this system, and with your inputs at the end of the title, we are creating a project together where you can apply and where you can really see the potential of your needs.
We need to add, we have a lot of years of experience with education. We started since university time to share, to teach, also to train our colleagues. And then, it was really natural for us to just jump to professional training and also to do it integrated with normal day work. So, we are really happy. But
also we continue because in-house we have also private workshops, courses, but we are also in the university as docents. So it's always, for us, is not like a static structure. It's always like refreshing with each professionals. And as we said, we created these steps that most of our students really appreciate, because this is the most time demanding, what is coming after what, and to really create the really good base for for your next steps?
I think that was the bigger discussion here in PAZ Academy, how to reach in a smooth way those levels and also to learn step by step with guides, with support, of course. But the most important is how we design this learning methodology that was during really special time, that is totally remote, that you can learn during the night, during the morning, and also is pushing you level by level, little by little to these nice professional results.
Yes, because when it's a bit different, because we are talking kind of like about a new language, because it's visual scripting, and it's not only about shortcuts, that you learn the shortcuts and you are faster. It's like you have to build up kind of your computational knowledge, and visual scripting is a really, really nice steps to do that. And the beautiful part of it, that each of us, we are thinking in a different way. So you are thinking different, we are thinking different. So we can show you a way how to do it, but maybe your logic is a bit different. So this is what we are working on this time, like how you can implement this logic, that you can, with your own way of thinking, you can reach your goals.
Do something really personalized and private.
Yes, that's why it's we have a really, really low number of students in the BSS title, because we are really dedicated during these 5 months for this reason what we mentioned. And yes, if you follow these steps and these directions, then we can reach a really, really nice result together that you can use, I think, already in the second, third weeks in your office, for sure. But we say there is no shortcuts, okay? So you have to invest your time, because without that, it will not work. So it's like not only us, it's also you is really important that you put in your calendar if you really want to do it, because it will take time. There is no shortcuts. It will be pain points. It will have fun, of course, but also sometimes you have to really think and put your energy in it.
Yeah, we would like to share. Now, this is about you. It's about if you have the compromise, if you are professional, if you want to go deeper. We have a lot of years of experience implementing that. Probably we are the first generation creating a business based on this knowledge, because when we were just finishing the university, I started all the work with Grasshopper parametric design. So it was a perfect moment to start to train, of course, but also to develop business with it. That was something totally new. So I think now is the moment. We put you a turbo, we put you a shortcut, we study all of the steps, but without your compromise, your hard work, that will be not possible. And also, it's not a working methodology for all. You really need to like it and enjoy going inside, right? That's a really important step.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And also an important point, because we started during Corona time. And of course, it's still a really important point that you can do it on your space and on your time. So for this reason, we have so low number of students, because we are most of the time there. We say during working hours, but we answer you also sometimes weekends or after work, of course. But it's important that it's also made for people, that they have families, they are working, so you don't have to compromise so many things.
We can say we take each student like a personal educational project. We take it with the same professionalism, like if it's coming a big IFC model that we need to remodel right in no time. So we take each student really serious, really deep, and then we like to go with them step by step. So what Nora mentioned, space, time, super important. Also, we have a student from Asia, from the States. So for us, also the time range is a challenge sometimes, but also with that, we get the rhythm, we understand how the system and the training is working, and with that, we go much fluid and faster.
And yes, and most of our students, they make it. We don't say all of them, of course, because life and a lot of things. So we mentioned both of us, we need, so our time, your time, of course, but why also it's working and why is it so engaging? Because we have gamification. So we have ranking, we have points, you are competing, you see the others, how they are developing. So kind of is also motivational power. at least for me.
Yeah, no, for us, gamification is something really important. No? Since we are kids, we were learning a lot with video games, sometimes even more with some classes in the school. I don't want to say too loud because of my professor, but that is reality. And we really believe gamification, learning by doing, learning by playing, is an amazing working and learning methodology. And we use in all the levels that we have also here, like professionals. And of course, personal contact, as Nora said, no, we are there, time dedicated, one-to-one, answering your questions, sometimes light, sometimes really complex, sometimes they are coming really complex and mathematical, philosophical questions, no, passing from all those levels with depending on the professional, but we try to answer as soon as possible, as best as we can, and also respecting the time. And important, there is not robots, not shortcuts, it's human to human. So we are there in all these tests for the reason this low number of students, and also that, yeah, at the end, what Nora mentioned, we want to develop your own logic. So we need to work together really hard to understand, and also problem solving. That is what will open the door for most of your professional opportunities. So that's the hard part.
We can say also this part is kind of key of the BSS title, the chat. And this is the most powerful tool where you can ask your questions, when we can communicate, or when you are not doing stuff. We send you a nice message. Where are you? Everything is all right. How it's going? That will keep you always.
We have a big percent of students that recognize they finish because of us. We writing them and putting them. If not, they will never do this type of training. So yeah, it's not that we are tough, but also we have timing, we have rules, and we really need to respect this timing because this is something complex. No, we can digest, we can eat an elephant at once. No, we need to split piece by piece. So this is the main goal, that we split with time the digestion as the business title is designed. And during this 5-month training, then we are going through all the steps with the properly regulation and the properly dimension. And at the end, something really beautiful, right? That we have also here, sometimes live, that's a pleasure with the professionals, they are coming, and they are our BSS talk. And we have crazy professionals we are really proud to share. And also, you can enter in our YouTube channel. Philip Block was one of the first talk that we opened here in PAZ Central, that we were really engaged and really happy. Also, Salvador Pane, that is working with nano robotics. So we are really open, multidisciplinary, and we like to bring all these people together to empower you, to show you ways and also professional directions.
And it's not just the general meetings, but also personally with you, we will have each month a meeting about questions, how it's going, and so on. And the parts.
Yeah, we can talk a bit about the parts. Part one, I think, is really important for all the professionals coming, is when they realize that will work or not. If you like part one, you will like everything much more. But the important is we start to create systems. We start to create a logic structure that help us to do things that we were not able to do before. And here in this building system, at the end, is a really clear example, the mix with BIM, parametric design, because as we say, we don't want anymore to say BIM is the level. No, BIM is already since a lot of years. So we know CAD quite good, I hope. If not, we will also get Turbo on this course. Geometry, of course, BIM, but visual scripting, algorithmic thinking, start to think on systems is the main point of this course. And in part one is what we reach. So we can do a design with calculation, with analytics, since the first moment, because this is the way of designing, with control. And this is part one.
Yeah, nice this is always a big aha moment, I think, for a lot of professionals.
Sultan from Philadelphia to Zurich, direct training, and also we have a really nice time with him in summer camp. And here in part two, we have also another example from Christoph. And the good thing of part two is that if you like it, the rest of your life, you will work in this working methodology. And if you are suffering, that's not for you. So part two is about data. It's about 3 branches. It's about building system. And we spend really hard work building a complex building system. And you are watching here is everything with one system, what you are watching on the right animation. And we learn to develop those systems from scratch, that you have this knowledge to know how to connect, how to react, how to put parameter, how to do user interface. We have a lot of levels and also things that they are not, I think, in another learning places, especially with the Grasshopper. But part two is for you is for the computational designer, the BSS of the future, and to get professional in this world. And here probably more sweet. After the hard work and the rain, no, we have a party, which is part 3. And of course, in part 2 was really focused. We are in the computational designer live, day by day, script by script, block by block. And in part 3, we split it. We open world for add-ons and other developers, and also to start to think on coding. We have also some snaps with Python. Here you are checking a real-time animation of physics of kangaroo, but in this time inside Archicad. So we can do those simulations inside your normal day software, your BIM software, and we are happy also to share those levels and also technical part with you.
But it's, I think, one of the most important part where you got so many flavors and so many informations, and you can really find your code, what is really interesting for you. And this will be also a base for the next part, which is the project, which is our collaboration, where we create from these steps, what Andres mentioned, together with your interest, with your everyday work and so on, a final project that is implementing all the building system structure with your flavor. So we have a lot of different professionals during the time. We just mentioned a couple of in urban planning, of course, in building design, designing with data, from an environmental engineer, structural engineers, and landscape designers.
Yeah, I think it's really important as the 3 branches are growing now and generating new sub-branches and growing in an organic way. The BSS title also was doing, because our main focus are the professional coming, and Nora mentioned at the beginning, and for the reason was growing in a natural way depending on what each one want to achieve. All these branches.
So the name is building system specialist, but it doesn't mean you have to do a building at the end. So it's quite open. It's a discussion, of course, and we will find a common way how to do that and how to make it possible.
And also important to mention for the ones that they are working in the companies or big offices, because sometimes also we have collaboration with offices. They need something more personalized, more engineering, longer scale projects, bridges, I don't know. And then we develop with this learning methodology, something specific for that office. So we do a specific training coming from the BSS, but oriented and adapted to the whole office.
Yes. So here, just some feedbacks, because during these years we trained a lot of people, and we are also super happy because there were different results. People, they just got more efficient. They are a bit more happy. Hopefully, no, they are, or they got a new position. They created their own company. So it was, for us, it's always a really nice feedback.
Yeah, I think some professionals, no, we have there Marina Smirnova, fantastic computational designer, BSS. And she was just waiting to meet each other and say, hey, Marina, let's go for it. And now Marina, it's amazing. The last year, she's researching, she's pushing hard. She's going to biomimic. She's studying things that she loved to put in her normal day work, and she didn't know during this time. So we take with serious the professionals come in, and we push them as much as we can during this little time to get results and professional levels.
And I think this is just 3 important points. Why is it so powerful? I mean, not only the title, but also the whole working environment, because it's so interdisciplinary. So you can connect with your daily software with a lot of other professionals. The community is huge, and you will find always answers, solutions, developments, or you can create your own development, of course, because we are also talking about that from visual scripting, how you can jump also in programming, let's say, or scripting.
Exactly. So how to work with this mindset, interoperability in a lot of levels, also data management. It's so many things that we have inside this working methodology, this BSS title, that we want to share with you, because for us, is a one ticket direction. No? We can come back now to steps working to another working methodologies, because we will not have sense anymore. So now also all the things are happening. I suppose you're really aware, artificial machine, deep learning, all these things are growing. But with those steps, you will understand the roots of the computer and will push you to go to these levels that they are just spreading and growing like mushrooms.
Yes, exactly. So that's why it's also for us, since the university, the whole Rhino grasshopper environment is really, really important. And as we mentioned in the beginning, just tiny, small sweets about Rhino8. I hope you are enjoying it, you are using it. Of course, it has all the features, what it was having, the power of NURBS geometry. I think this is one of the greatest thing in Rhino, how you can design with ease and so intuitive. But of course, there was a lot of developments in the last times also for the renders and layouts, because people mostly, that was their difficulty, how to create styles, how to create 2D elements and so on. And they are also working really hard on that part, how to do that possible.
Yeah. Something I want to say about Rhino, no, and also for especially the engineers, the one that they really want to go in the deep level of software to understand the architecture of the software, right? That we have this architectural, but also architecture of software. And for these people, at the end, when we have always discussion, there is one point that is mathematically really complex to work with this type of geometry. You know, if you would take an IC of a complex terrain that we need to clean, to do it with mathematical equation code at a TXT editor can be hard. It's not for all. So for the reason, I think Rhino, McNeil, they were really clever. They are developing since a lot of years a NURBS open library that then encourage you to develop software with it. So they are preparing all of us that we enter in this beautiful world to learn more, to be developers, and to be open-minded.
And also with the technology of Rhino inside is also another beautiful word that in Revit or CAD or in other different softwares, it's a really, really big step. And I think it's an ease for a lot of the situations.
We always say that the selection of a software is a delicate topic. It's not like we just accept software how it's coming. We really need to think deep, select, and go for it. So,
and of course, select not one software for all. You have to also check what is the project about, and so on, then select your tools. And some new things in Rhino8, the push-pull. If someone was working with SketchUp, I think we'll really enjoy it because it's also really intuitive. First of all, in the first phase of the design, it's a really cool thing and really, really easy to use.
I will talk about shrink wrap. The lovers of point clouds, reality capture, and all the people now is working with this working methodology that from reality to computer and then doing BIM models. This is your place. Shrink wrap is an amazing command. We're really applying a lot of projects. It saves a lot of hours of work, and it's beautiful, and it's a great update for Rhino8.
Yeah, I think all of us, we had a lot of work cleaning, closing models, and so on, and it's really helping. Of course, you have to understand the settings, the features, and so on, that you can get the results that you want. But for example, just to try, for example, you can, if you want to 3D print one object, you can scan it, let's say, even with a phone now, and then you can just 3D print it. So it's really, really easy, the whole workflow.
And to understand how it works, for example, we have a set of geometries, and with this command, we can create a scheme that is getting those geometries and creating a closed 3D model.
Yeah, that's a really important point. And as mentioned, a lot of styles, sections, and so on, they were developed in Rhino8, also to make it easier to work. First of all, also in direction architecture, because there was also an important point, like how you show your sections, your elevations, and so on. So they also made this step easier.
We're working a lot with layouts. We have now the Rhino8 Swiss template, so we are really happy because you can also use Rhino to batch print, to print thousands of drawings, and you can also use from the beginning of the end of the project. So this is also something important.
And the really cool thing is that other people think Rhino is for complex things, but not. We have also in some points in our courses explaining more complex, more organic projects, but also a really normal orthogonal projects.
Yeah, that's really important. The power of Rhino, of course, is the flexibility. Okay, if you want to do a complex project tomorrow, as with based in biology, as we will do more and more, right? then Rhino is your tool. But if you do want to do a rational metallic structure with all the nodes, with all the connection, have the control, also Rhino is your software. So what we want to encourage is not for A or B, is for a lot of direction and professionals.
Yes, and as I see, we don't have so much time, so I will make it faster. Just new updates from us. We created an online course of AI because since years we have workshops in-house in PAZ Central, but there was a lot of requests, so made it online. And it's a really extensive workshop, so it's also a lot of hours and a lot of makes and tries. And it's not only about, because if you see a lot of courses, it's only about how to generate images, but we go one step deeper with data visualization, and how to use the big models, how to automate stuff, and so on.
And how to apply it to normal day work. That is what we want.
That's an important point. Yes, exactly. And also in the last times we created an interesting one. This is Design Turbo, and it's mainly for the first stage of the design, how we can use GIS, Geographic Information System, and how to implement it directly in our workflow, and how to grab the data, and how to design, how to optimize, and then how to get it done in Revit, ArchiCAD, or other BIM software, how to get all the data information out, and then how to use the power of AI also to render it, let's say.
Yeah, we have a lot of years of collaboration with urban planners and also developing tools for them. And for us, it's a pleasure always to open the first steps, how to bring GIS from the first stage of the project and not at the end like a diagram in the final panel. So how to bring all this data, how to analyze, and how to use to empower the project since the beginning.
Yes. And yes, I think you are today in the right place, in the right spot. And what we want to say you, I hope we could give you this feeling that we will be there. So we don't do with BSS these massive courses. It's really like personal. So we will be there. We will have a close contact. So if you have any question, just send us an email, and we will answer as soon as we can.
Enjoy a nice lunch, and thanks for your time. It's always a quality to enjoy with you one-to-one.
Thank you. Enjoy. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thanks.